Hey everybody, if you like martial arts, Kyokushin Karate, kickboxing, boxing, MMA, ice hockey, even though the show's more combat sports, make sure to hit the like, share, subscribe button to the Drew Sperians channel on YouTube and all audio platforms, such as Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, any audio. I'm not an expert on it, but it'll most likely be on there. With that, I want to just say thanks to a few supporters. They're not sponsors, but first KRT Tips and Tricks, Kyokushin Shuffle, and Moments Management and MMA. These guys are all integral parts of the combat sports world, whether it's Kyokushin, mixed martial arts, etc. And with that, this is the Drew Sperians, the show that's 80% combat sports and 20% everything else. I have my second cup of coffee already, but you know what? It's Wednesday. I'm off day today. And today I am thrilled to have one of a guest that I've been wanting to have for a while. She's been an extremely big supporter since my conversation with another Shihan, where she reached out to me and she was congratulating me on the French and my story. And ironically, my mom said, you need to have more female guests on to get a female perspective in martial arts. So thanks, Mom. I appreciate the feedback. So I'm thrilled, privileged to have on. She's an interior designer. She's also a black belt. She's done numerous challenges on social media to get people to stay in shape and also raise awareness for mental health. I'm thrilled and honored to have on Agatha
Kowalski.
Kowalski. Sorry.
Yes.
Agatha Kowalski. Well, hey, welcome, Agatha. It's a pleasure to have you on finally.
Wow, thank you so much, Drew. Oh my God, such a good intro.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. It's like a huge honor, honestly. It's a big surprise.
Well, the honor is when the guest says yes, because I don't have a show without the guest, and I like just picking the minds of people. For those who know Agatha, before we start recording, Agatha deserves a big shout out for this, the best investment I've made. So virtual cheers again. Because this water bottle, so Agatha and I met at Russo Dojo for a group training hosted by Justin Mancini. And I see Agatha, and Agatha introduces herself. She's like, hey, we finally meet. So and then I'm like, Agatha, like, I love this water bottle. What is it? And Agatha tells me. And Agatha, tell them why everybody should get a Build Life bottle. I think you're the best spokesperson for it.
Okay. So first of all, this is a 4-liter water bottle. It's huge, as you can see, proportionally. But it helps me a lot in just my general health, and in my trainings also. It helps my skin a lot to be more moisturized. Yes. And also it helps me with muscle cramps, because I have a lot of cramps in my feet and my legs when I train a lot. So when I drink all this water, it helps a lot with cramps, and it's also just so good for your health to drink water. And the days that I don't train, I drink maybe half of it. But when I train really hard, I can drink the whole water bottle easily. And yes, it fits here. All this water fits.
Guys, it only costs $20. Find $20 somehow and get it on Amazon. And just do yourself the favor and then reach out to Agatha and thank her, because she's doing all of us a favor to stay hydrated and in shape.
Yes.
So Agatha, you have an interesting story, because you're trilingual and probably quadrilingual. I mean, maybe speak four. Yeah, that's why I said probably 4. So 4
Even
languages.
4. Mm-hmm.
And you're an interior designer, and you're also a black belt in probably the hardest style of striking martial arts, which is Kyokushin Karate, which is my style too. Tell me about how you started in martial arts.
Well, this is a really funny story. Actually, I started at 8 years old, and it was when I watched the Karate Kid movie, but with the girl, with Hilary Swank. So there was a female version of the Karate Kid. And so I saw this movie at 8 years old, and I told my mom, oh my God, Mom, I want to be exactly like her, please. send me to a karate class because this is so cool and she looks beautiful. I love the moves. It's so like elegant and powerful at the same time. And Miyagi is just so awesome. So I really liked Mr. Miyagi, and so she made a couple of researches, and so she always wanted to send me to the best school, even if it was like for dance or for arts or for anything. She always wanted me to be in the greatest school, and she found Monsieur André Gilbert, Chian André Gilbert in Montreal. So she found this school, and we started there. So I started with Chian André Gilbert au Chian, and I trained there from 8 to 19 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And I got my black belt at 12 years old. So it's like kind of crazy because at this age, like you don't really realize, well, I realized what it was, but I didn't realize at the same time, like how huge it was, you know? So yeah, and since then, I stopped for about 7 years to concentrate into dancing because I also dance. So I did a lot of championships around the world also in hip hop dance. And then at 26, I saw, it was a Christmas, evening, and we were watching like old videos, and I saw my black belt test on an old video, and it reminded me such like good memories. And the next day I like came back to karate, and I was like, okay, I'm never gonna stop ever again. I missed it so much, and it's just so like such a big part of me. Like everyone knows that Agatha is a dancer and a karate girl at the same time. So yeah, that's it.
That's amazing. So because you said you're a championship dancer, do you feel the dancing that you learned helped with your footwork in Kyokushin?
Of course. It's all connected. Yes, of course. For my strength, footwork, movement, like a lot of people say that when I fight, it's like a dance. It's like very, I don't know, like artistic.
Well,
yes, absolutely.
I did have a chance to spar with you lightly, and I have to admit, like in that, like, and it's just to say, your footwork. Like I've seen some very good female fighters, I've seen some very good male fighters, but just when it comes, if we take out, put aside like men and women, when it comes to like the footwork you have, it's among the best. Like it is like a dance, but it's so like synchronized how like when I was trying to keep up with you, it felt like I was watching Dragon Ball Z. Like I'm trying to keep up with the flying, and then they're like going here and then there. That's what it felt like. So yeah, I can understand why.
Thank you so much.
What was your most memorable dance competition? Because you said you went around the world. So does this mean you went in Europe? Tell me, which parts of Europe did you go to compete that were the most memorable?
It was in Germany. With one of the dance crews I danced with for several years, we went there to do a worldwide championship in hip hop, and it was just insane. It was huge, like all those countries represented there, like US, Poland, France, Spain. It was just like amazing, and just like to live this whole experience with my dance team, take the plane, stay in an Airbnb together, also raise like money for this event, and like it's just insane to be able to practice your passion in another country and to compete at the same time. Like we prepared so much for that, and it was just unbelievable. I like, if everyone can live that at least once, to compete in another country is just amazing. It's such a good experience. Yeah.
Amazing. And so tell me, because you're very, you're very healthy. I mean, guys, like she'll like give her Instagram at the end, but like Agatha, you're definitely a very big proponent of good nutrition. So tell me, when you were preparing for dance competitions, what is the kind of nutrition you would go into, to make sure you're on point for when you perform?
I will say I will actually not really answer to this question because at that age I was 19, 20, and I was actually not aware. Well, I was aware of good nutrition in general, but I was not aware at all about the impact that my nutrition could do on my health and body. It's actually very new. It was when I prepared to go to Japan in 2019, excuse me, in karate. That's when I started to change my nutrition, and that's where I saw a huge, huge impact on my energy, on my performance, on my sleep, on my cardio, on like the recovery, all of that. It was really for karate, not especially for dance, but was really for when I prepared to go to Japan in 2019.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And I like, so like, and I can totally relate, because when we're in our teens to like early 20s, we just eat anything. And it's like, you
Yes.
still perform, you recover. Like I remember
Absolutely.
like my 20th birthday. So like I was weight training, and this is where my 20th birthday. So my late father, God rest his soul, Tom, so Tom, typical Iranian father, gave me like $500 for my 20th birthday to get a Magnum, like the bottle Magnum, like a Belvedere Magnum with my friends. It's like, I don't care what you do, but just don't, I don't want to hear if you got arrested, if someone got assaulted, or if you got or you're into drugs. So I'm like, perfect. And it was like, and it was like, this is when we used to all drink, so I got really hammered, and the hangover didn't even last. Now if I drink, it's like,
it hits so hard.
So
Absolutely. Yeah, before in my 20s too, I could eat anything and like just wake up the next day and be top shape and not take any weight, not like feeling anything. But today is another story 10 years later.
oh man, time catches up.
Yeah.
Time always wins in the end. And that's so that's why like the moral is, take advantage of your youth and don't waste it on
Yes.
on eating bad to everyone that's going to watch this. Don't take from us as examples. Learn to trust, to learn about some form of nutrition. You can do whatever you want, have cheat days, but when you're young, I think it's best to just understand that this is for a limited time.
Yes, and also I find that there's a difference between like just like being healthy and eat well and like training for a really important purpose or challenge. That's like two different things for me. Like usually I always eat well, but sometimes I can cheat a little bit and it doesn't matter. But when I prepare for something really important, like a very intense physical challenge, that's another story. I really have to be careful, eat well, sleep well, train as much as I can, set my own goals. And yeah, it's all based on nutrition for me. That's for me.
Very good. So, not only now, let's take it aside from martial arts. Now, you're an interior designer by trade, and you're not, and you have your own business. What do you think? When did you realize that you have like an artistic mindset where you were meant to do this? Like, how did you choose interior design? And in like say high school or elementary, like when did you know that was your field?
Well, actually, it comes from far, far, far. My family are all artists, so that's like for sure. I'm born in an artistic family, and my grandma actually was an interior designer in Poland.
Wow.
And so at that time it didn't really existed, but it was not an architect, but it was like an interior and industrial design course. So yeah, she was already doing this, and she was also fine arts teacher. So when she came to Canada, and we were born in Canada, after she taught us like so many different ways of practicing arts, through music, through fine arts, anything you can think about. Like, we were doing so many fine arts projects when we would go to her house. So it was always there. And I'm like, since I'm very young, I've always liked to change like the space, move things around, decorate, change the lighting, the colors, the accessories. And it was always something that was very natural for me. And when I was in CEGEP, in college, CEGEP, here we say CEGEP, I didn't really know yet what I wanted to do. So I did a degree in fine arts. Mm-hmm. And then after that, I decided finally to do my interior bachelor's degree at the University of Montreal. And and since then, I've worked already 10 years in this area for different companies. And this year I started my own, and it's just the best thing that happened to me. And I'm just so happy about it. Everything is so natural, and it's just amazing. Yeah.
Amazing. And especially because, like, entrepreneurship should be for everybody, whether you're a man or a woman. So for all the girls out there that are aspiring entrepreneurs, what's the best advice you can give them, since you've branched out on your own, becoming your own boss?
I would say it's really hard, and it's something that takes time to get, but it's really self-confidence. If you trust yourself, if you believe in yourself and in your talents, everything's possible. Like, seriously, sometimes there are like weeks that are a little lower, that there are less projects, and then I'm asking myself, like, oh my God, am I going to be able to live out of it, to buy some food? It's like ridiculous, but it's that. Like, there's no company that can that can feed me, if I can say, like before. Now it's all on my own. So yes, sometimes I have these questions like, oh, what's going to be the next project? But if you believe in yourself, in your talents, like, there's always something new that is going to arrive. And just believe in yourself. Go do what you love, do what you're passionate about. There's help. There is plenty of help, of networks, of groups that you can reach and ask questions. Like, for real, the community of entrepreneurs is just incredible. Yeah.
Amazing. That's amazing. And it's a kudos to you for really branching out. Because eventually, like, my goal is to, I'm going to keep my day job, because, I need to have structure. I'm someone that needs to have it, but you don't have to be a whole entrepreneur. You could be like an entrepreneur on the side. Like, look at, some people have a day job, but they own karate schools. And that's what I want to do. I don't know what my future is. I mean, I'm probably going to do something with my coach Mo, but my goal is to definitely do a side project with him and teach.
That's awesome.
Kyokushin to special needs kids or at-risk youth, because I know the value of martial arts. So that's something, if I could take from you, that's what I want to do eventually. I want to give back.
That's such a good project. And it's good because for me, it was a little bit the same. I was working full time, and on the side, always having those small personal projects. And with time, I got a network of contacts, of clients, and now I reach to them all the time. And now it's my full-time job, so I can't ask for a better place to be. So I wish you all the best.
Thank you. I say for
Yeah.
you, honestly, like I think I love seeing what you're doing. Like, and now here's the best part about why I wanted to also get you on during,
Yeah.
you know,
Why did you want to have me on this show?
yeah. One of the other things too is, you know, I just want to give a major shout out for how you're trying to raise awareness about PTSD, mental illness, because
Mm-hmm.
it's a very sensitive subject, especially now with
Yes,
people, you know, not working, or they're stuck at home. And, you know, this is when, you know, they're not moving and they're not doing anything productive. The negativity and the negative thoughts can come in and create, you know, depression, anxiety. What got you to say, you know
absolutely.
what, I'm going to do something? And it might not, and it doesn't matter if it's done like the best, I got to do something. What made you do these push-up challenges or like get vulnerable about mental health? What
Well,
inspired you?
well, it's gonna be really sad what I'm going to say,
Mm-hmm.
but actually today is the 6th year my dad passed away.
My
So
condolences.
yeah, so it's actually like a very strange coincidence that
Wow.
we're together today. But yes, so unfortunately, 6 years ago, my dad committed suicide. So yeah, it's just crazy. So and he was bipolar also. So that's, I think, just with those two words, suicide and bipolarity, you can imagine why I'm so aware of that and sensitive. And if I can help others with that, then that's it. I mean, we all have our monsters in our heads. I mean, we all have like hard times, and even I have sometimes like my really lows, and my highs, and I don't even know if I'm bipolar or not. Like, but I mean, I allow myself to have those lows and to have those highs and to try to do my best
Mm-hmm.
to be the more stable and healthy as I can. So if I can inspire others and help others to just be better and feel better, then that's why I'm like doing all this awareness all the time, because it was really very close to me.
Mm-hmm. I
Yeah.
totally understand. I mean, I don't
Mm-hmm.
want, I mean, this is like, I want to, I mean, I don't
Mm-hmm.
even have any words for it because it's like, it's just such a sensitive issue. And I mean, the most
Yes.
I can say is I watched recently, so for the first time, you know, I watched The Joker, not the one of the Dark Knight, but the one that came
Yeah.
out last year. And talk
Such a
about
good
mental
movie.
illness. I left feeling very disturbed because it shows you what
Mm-hmm.
mental illness is like, and it's different for everybody. But I don't know. I mean,
Yes.
I mean, do you want to give your 2 cents on it? Because I mean, this ties into mental illness, and it's just such a good movie that doesn't. It's not supposed to have a happy ending, but you leave feeling like disturbed, but like so much
Absolutely.
compassion.
Absolutely. Well, I was really disturbed too. I mean, it's such a deep and intense movie, but it's so nice to see the real thing. Like, people are really having those thoughts and those challenges, and we always like smile and do like nothing's wrong and everything's fine and everything's perfect and beautiful, but that's not the real life. I mean, like, we all have our downs and dark sides, and this movie is just like for me, a beautiful showcase of how deep and intense it can be, and how we can turn around like very like it's kind of dangerous. Like, we can turn around in a very dangerous way if we're not well surrounded and well helped. So yeah, for me, it's just like un chef d'oeuvre in French. It's a chef d'oeuvre.
Mhm. I mean, I
This
can
movie is, yeah,
totally
very
understand because I
good.
mean, when I was going through like, it will come out eventually, like in detail, like, but I'll tell you off the record, like what happened. But like like I was in a very bad place when I met Mohammed, and it took Mohammed
Mm-hmm.
to like get me out of it. And he like said, he's like, I'm giving you an ultimatum. He's like, you got to get treatment for like what you're going through. He's like, or I cannot work with you. He's like, because, and it took a lot to
Mm-hmm.
say that. And And I mean, look what happened. Now, then when I met, you had like Azashia and Pierre Cataford, like we went for lunch, you saw the photo, and Pierre like just gave me like a great talk, and we spoke about like what just mental illness. And Pierre told me, he's like, listen, he's like, everybody goes through something, and he's like, don't worry, he's like, it's normal. But he's like, but he said like, but it's just to have like a good network, because you said it's so important, because if you don't have those people to talk to, you're going to feel even more alone, and you're going to isolate yourself and engage in other activities that self-harm.
Exactly. And like self-destruction is just so powerful. Like it starts with a little nothing, a little something, and then it can like drain you. And it's really important to have a good network, good people around, specialists also, like in psychology and in nutrition, whatever is good for you, whatever you believe in. It's really good to be well surrounded. It's really important. Yeah.
Very, very
so
true.
I'm really happy for you that you found like your little family around you that you can trust. And just like by accepting that is very courageous. It was the same for my father when he finally accepted and realized that he was sick and something was wrong with him. It was like the biggest step. Yeah, it was a huge step. So
right.
yeah,
That's amazing. And your father, I'm sure I don't want to sound cliche because it's such a sensitive issue, but he'd be really proud of you to see what you're doing. And for
Thank
everybody,
you.
you're such an amazing human for doing what you do, Agatha, because everyone tries to
Thank
do it the
you.
best, but you just do it. It doesn't matter how it's done. It's about getting the message out there,
Just
and
do it.
just do it. Or like, just do it. Yeah. Like Nike, just do it. Yeah.
Just do it.
So taking it back to martial arts now, because so you recently, you got your black belt, then you come back. You went into and then in 2016, you were under in the South Shore. I mean, you were with Nakamura, and you were eventually, you went to Japan. Describe what that experience was like to represent.
That was like the biggest dream. Like when I was a kid at 8 and I started, and I saw Hilary Swank in Japan in those temples jumping around and training, like it's just like this dream that every kid has, like I mean, and like those moves and all in Japan is just unbelievable. And to be able to live this dream at least once in my life, I have no words. It's just so amazing. If everyone can just like participate, it's already huge. Such a good experience. Again, it was like the Olympics of karate, like to see all those countries together, like for the same purpose. It was just amazing. I'm really how do you say it? I have a lot of gratitude for that. I'm really grateful. Yeah.
You got to represent, and not many people can say that, because it's, and not only that, like you were picked by like among the best of the best. So it's like it gives you that, I guess, not pressure, but motivation to represent properly, because now you're an ambassador.
Canada, to represent Canada. Yeah, that was huge. Like when I was at the airport with the whole crew, I was like, oh my God, that's it. Like we're leaving and we're representing our country in Japan. Like it's just crazy. And it is a responsibility. Like you want to do good.
Did you have a favorite dish that you tried in Japan? Like, I mean, in Japan, we always say, oh, there's sushi, but there's other dishes too, like that maybe we don't have here. So what was one dish you tried that you're like, you have to try this? You have to, when you go there.
I would say for me, it's ramen. It's like, oh, it's so good. I actually didn't eat so much so many sushis. Like it is a main dish, but ramens, oh my God. Yeah, ramens, like even here, I'm trying to find those really good ramen places because in Japan, it's just so amazing. So I would say ramen. Yeah.
I want to try some of like the beef because I know there's like some chicken and beef styles that are really
I
good.
also went to Kobe, so I had the opportunity to try the Kobe beef.
Mm-hmm.
That is just amazing. I don't eat meat anymore, but then I tried it and it was absolutely delicious. Yeah.
That's a that's
Kobe
a
beef.
that's amazing. That is amazing. And so when you went to Japan, did you do both kata and kumite or just kata? What was
Just katas. Yes,
okay.
just katas. And honestly, I didn't felt ready for kumite. And I really wanted to see how the Japanese girls fight for real, like not only on videos, but feel, see, and honestly, like when I saw that's a huge revelation I'm going to say, but when I saw those Japanese girls as tiny as me and as short as me finishing like first, second, third place against everyone else, I was like, okay, I have no excuse. That was a huge revelation. Like something switched in my mind, and I was like, okay, I have no more excuse. Now let's train for the next challenge. Let's go. It doesn't mean that I'm 115 pounds and 5 feet 3 that I cannot do anything about it. And when I saw those ladies, I was just so impressed. I was like, okay, everything's possible. Just do it. Let's go. So yeah, it was kind of like a first experience in kata over there, and also like a sneaking for the kumite. But yeah, like the next day I came back, I went to the dojo and I was like, okay, let's go, let's train. I was so pumped. I was so motivated. I was like, let's go. What's the next challenge? So yeah, it was only for kata, but even in kata, it was an amazing experience to be against those girls from other countries. Was really nice.
That's amazing. Now, I mean, and now so now, it's 2020, 2021. We all know what's been going on without having to say it, but you've become a big proponent of staying active, not only indoors, but like also going outdoors. And, what do you think people can do to stay in shape, even if the gyms are closed or whatnot? Like, what are some things you feel they can do just, to get the mind and blood flow going?
Well, the good thing about karate is that I was taught to conserve my art, my training, my soul. Like I think a good teacher in anything teach you how to preserve it, like to continue, to give you tools. So I mean, like anyone can do push-ups, anyone can do sit-ups, squats. It's just like the basics that we train in karate, but also in any like fitness activities, I can say. So yeah, just do like the basic stuff: push-ups, squats, sit-ups, run outside, go for a walk. But I would say the main thing for me was really changing my nutrition. It's really like the basics for me. What you fuel in is going to show out. So first it was really my nutrition, and then it was just to continue the training, shadow box, pad work. I'm very fortunate to have a boyfriend that shares the same passion, so I can train with him sometimes. And yeah, so find maybe someone, like one or two people that want to train with you to motivate you sometimes, and do also your own work. Yeah, that's it. Like you don't need a lot of equipment, honestly. Like you just need to have ideas and yeah, that's it.
Oh, it's so true. I love what you said about having
That's
like one or
it.
two people. Like I have my friend who I go with in the morning at 8 a.m. in the morning to the gym, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then I
Awesome.
have Mohammed. He's gonna hate me for saying this, but he messages me. He's like, hey, shed that weight. He's like, shed the weight. He's like, hey, it's like sometimes he'll just wait. He's like, hey. He's like, hey, you lazy. He's like, you lazy. I'm not gonna, yeah, you
Yeah,
lazy,
yeah,
you
but you need
lazy.
someone like that
Oh
to
my
like
God, it
give you
pushes
a
me,
kick
man.
in the butt
Yeah, but I
that
gotta
you
love him
need.
for that. I love him because he sent me a picture, like, and like when I was 179, and then like now, because like I gained weight, because
Whoa.
yeah, like it's so now like I've lost like now I've lost 5 pounds before the end of the month, so yay! But doesn't mean I
Yeah,
get
that's a hit in
complacent.
the face, eh?
Yeah.
See those pictures? Oops.
And the goal is to get back down to 185, or I'm gonna be bold. So you heard it here. I'm gonna get to 180 somehow, some way by the beginning of the year,
Yes.
and it doesn't stop. It means you got to keep going because now as you said, it's so important to have a good network of like-minded people
Mm-hmm.
and the pushers
Yes.
that just motivate you to keep doing.
Yes, and also the most important thing that I wanted to say actually from the beginning of the show is that you inside of you have to have this motivation because you are the person who's going to give all those efforts, that is going to work hard. So if you at the base are not so motivated or don't know really why you're doing this, it's not going to work. So even if you have 10 friends around, if you yourself cannot work by yourself, it may not work as well. So it's hard. It's a lot of
Mhm.
discipline, but if you're motivated, if you see your goal very clearly, nothing's going to stop you.
Exactly. And we have so much media today or content to help stay motivated. Like that we live in the
Yeah.
greatest time alive with the internet. Like before you had to listen to the tape cassettes or like the
Yes.
CD
The
player.
VHS.
Now you have like YouTube, like for
It's
example, like
crazy.
sometimes
Yeah.
like I look up David Goggins, like if you know him, the guy like
Yeah.
David
You have
Goggins, like
access to
yeah,
amazing
I know.
athletes and yeah,
Like you
yeah,
have
that's
it's
amazing.
just amazing. You have that you need that fuel. Like you need those people that are
Hmm.
like fuel and like for the mind and
Exactly.
and that's what it is. So now that you do martial arts, you're an interior designer. I like to always ask this question, like just like to like get like career and like martial arts away. What's a typical routine like or day like for Senpai Agatha?
Typical day would be I wake up usually, I will say usually I wake up at 5 in the morning.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I at 5. Sometimes I stay in bed until 5:30. I'm not gonna lie. So alarm at 5, wake up at 5:30, and I set myself like a routine for the whole week. So I have like, for example, Monday is running day. So I do my 6K run, and I started to do intervals
Hmm.
also. Is that the word in English?
Intervals, yeah.
Intervals, yes. To push myself like in a fight. So in a fight, it's never like always the same pace. Sometimes it's slow, sometimes it's fast, sometimes it's intense. So I started to do those intervals, and it helps me a lot with my cardio. Then, for example, Tuesday and Wednesday is full body workout. So I start with like a 10 minutes run just
Hmm.
around the block to like warm up a little, and then do full body workout. So handstands, push-ups, a lot of squats, deadlifts, abs, back, whatever, everything. And then on Thursday, it's my artistic day. So it's the morning. I still wake up at the same time, but it's the morning when I'm going to either like invent a dance choreography or draw a picture, a painting, or like I don't know, read something, watch an inspiring artistic movie or video. And then Friday usually is katas. So on Friday morning, I wake up and practice my katas. And then, oh yeah, I forgot. Monday night is karate class, and Saturday morning is karate class also. So that's really like normally in the normal schedule without the situation. That's the schedule. And then Sunday is off.
Nice. Awesome. What are two workout songs you cannot live without, like that need to get you going if you have?
That's funny because, and like, I don't train with music. I listen to absolutely nothing when I train. And it's kind of, it's funny because like all my friends are always plugged with music when they run or they train. Like I see all those people plugged always. And honestly, since ever, I've never been able to train with music in my ears. Maybe because of the dance also, because dancing is like so much loud music and so much rhythm, and like if I train with music, I'm gonna start dancing. So it doesn't make sense. And also when I run, I hate not being able to hear what's around. Like if there's a car coming or if there's someone else running. So I train without music, and I really like to hear my breathing also. That's really important for me because sometimes I'm like out of breath. So if I have music, I'm not hearing my breathing properly. So yeah, I train without music.
Awesome. That's really good. So Agatha, I want to definitely say thank you for coming on the Drew Experience. It was such a pleasure to have you on, and it's like definitely love like hearing like your story. Where can people connect with you if they need like say interior design, training, nutrition? I don't know. I mean, like you're doing so much good stuff. So where can people connect with you?
Thanks so much. Yes, I'm on Facebook, Agatha Kowalski with a W. On Instagram also, Agatha Kowalski, you'll find me. And for my professional pages, Agatha Projekt with a K, not a C. Agatha Projekt on Instagram and Facebook also. So it will be a pleasure to follow you and to follow other people also. And yeah, it was amazing, Drew. I was so like, I was wondering like, why me? Like we didn't know each other before, and like you messaged me on Facebook, and I was like, who's this guy? Why is he like trying to reach me? And then I saw that we had so many like common friends in the karate, the Kyokushin Karate family. And then you asked me about the show, and I was like, what am I going to say? Like, I was like, I didn't want to come at the show first. And then like we met in person. I was like, okay, Drew is so nice. Yeah, why not? I'm going to try and see how it goes. And thank you so much for having me. You have huge names. Like I was kind of intimidated a little bit, because I was like, why me? We have huge fans, amazing people on your show, people that have like those huge titles. So it's just amazing. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. No, at the end of the day, you know, it's like you're doing a lot of good, and when you do good, it comes back to you. So I want to help propel that. There's enough negativity in the world. We need more positivity. So I mean, I mean, and it was just to let you know, it was you that actually, when I eventually reached out to me when I had Shian Katafor on, and you were the one that said you actually reached out too. So that's to help jog your memory, and you said, I just want you to know, because you said like, I'm going to paraphrase what you said. You said, I took a lot of inspiration in your story about like how you like used your like your experiences like that where you couldn't feel you learn French to learn French and to say it. So, and that's where you said like, that's where I said, you know what? And that's what I said, you know what? I said to myself, I need to get her on the show eventually. I don't know when.
It was really sincere.
So thank you. iron sharpens iron, Agatha. So I just want to say once again, thank you so much. Continue being an awesome human being. Never change. I hope after this, you get 5 requests to do interior design, so it helps you with projects to build up.
Thank you so much.
We need that. And I
hope
want to see you
so.
succeed. I want to see you succeed as an entrepreneur and as a martial artist.
Thank you so much, Drew. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.
And